Welcome to another episode of Backdoor Busted, the ongoing show where we find out what crowdfunding campaigns out there are truly amazing, if you should back them, or if they're just busted and you should avoid them. I'm your host, Rob McCallum, aka Rob McZob, and as always, if you have a campaign or a project you want us to highlight, drop us a line on crowdfundingspectacular99@gmail.com. We'll take a look at it, or if you need help with your campaign, shoot us an email as well. Today, we're going to highlight a tabletop game called Challenge the Yankees. So let's jump right over to Indiegogo and see what it's all about. Here we are in Indiegogo, and now this is a little bit different because a lot of our other videos have focused on Kickstarter, so a few things to kind of make note. One is, of their goal here, they're looking for $20,000. This is a flexible goal. What that means is, as we highlighted, this campaign will retrieve all funds even if it does not reach its goal. Now, of course, a percentage of what they raise, if they don't reach it, goes to the platform versus if they do raise it. So they're going to get some percentage of all the money that they raise. Now, let's talk about the campaign very specifically. Challenge the Yankees. A family of baseball fans is relaunching the Hall of Fame licensed Challenge the Yankees board game. So this is a tabletop game. It is baseball. It is looks like it's officially licensed by the Yankees. Maybe they'll talk about that as we read about it a little bit more. I can't imagine this would be on a crowdfunding campaign if it wasn't the case, or at least they have the rights to it. We'll find out what they have to say. Anyways, let's take a look at their pitch video and see what we can learn.
There's no doubt where this one's going, and the American League champs increase their edge to 7-1 on the homer. It's number 9 for Mickey in World Series play.
Hi, my name is Rich, and I'm here to tell you about the official New York Yankees board game. In 1964, my father partnered with Hasbro to produce this game, Challenge the Yankees. Challenge the Yankees is the only strategic baseball board game offering 50 player cards with photographs, autographs, and player data. The game brought the golden era of baseball to life. By pairing a dice roll with our statistically precise player cards, all-time greats like Mickey Mantle and Hank Aaron performed within 2% of their actual lifetime averages. And now, we're asking for your help to fund a relaunch of this celebrated board game. Let's see how Challenge the Yankees is played.
Okay, son, it's the bottom of the 9th. It's a tie game. Roll the dice and let's see how well your Yankees do.
Richardson is up first. I rolled a 3. Richardson walks.
Roll again.
A 6. Maris hits a fly ball.
Let's see what the action card says. Batter flies out. All runners hold.
Yogi Berra is up. A 5. Ground ball.
It's a fielder's choice. Richards is out at second. The Yogi's safe at first.
Yes.
2 out.
I'm calling a single base steal.
Roll again. Let's see how smart you are.
His card says successful steal.
Lucky break.
Not luck, I use strategy. Here comes Mantle with Yogi on second.
And 2 out.
A 7, a single.
Action card says, safe at first. Runner advances 2 bases.
I win, I win.
Yogi Berra comes to the plate to open the 7th. Then he makes his first pitch to Berra, too good, and Yogi slams the ball into the right field stand for his 10th World Series home run.
Hi, baseball fans. I'm Marty Appel, Yankees historian and author of 24 books, many about the Yankees. Here to tell you about Challenge the Yankees. With your help and support, my friends are gearing up to do a relaunch of this classic board game. Every sports authority acknowledges that the Yankees are the most visible franchise in sports history. By investing in this campaign, you can help to revive a celebrated part of baseball's history. In fact, a copy of the original Challenge the Yankees board game was recently selected for inclusion in the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown, New York, a testament to the game's tremendous historical value and enduring popularity. This is truly a one-of-a-kind opportunity for baseball fans everywhere to invest in a piece of baseball history. As a special thank you to contributors to the campaign, you'll get one of the first new copies of Challenge the Yankees at a discounted price. Challenge the Yankees will also be offering investors a number of valuable rewards and collectible items, many with players' pictures and autographs. This includes the biography of a game, a fascinating tale of how Challenge the Yankees was conceived and developed. They're also offering priceless documents and memorabilia from the Yankees organization, dating all the way back to the 1960s. Now, let me turn it over to seven-time All-Star and Yankees legend Bobby Richardson with a message about a charity that is near and dear to our hearts.
Bobby Richardson is at the plate for the Bombers. He's the smallest man on the field, but he blasts out a grand slam home run. A big moment of a 6-run inning.
Thanks, Marty. I've played in a lot of ball games, but one of the most memorable was the 25th anniversary Joe DiMaggio Legends game, a charity benefit for the Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. They have world-class doctors and physicians deliver the finest in programs and services to thousands of pediatric patients each year. And they need your help to add more beds, offer more services, and continue to provide excellent care to sick boys and girls and honor the legacy of my friend Joe DiMaggio. To learn more, visit the Challenge the Yankees Indiegogo page.
Thanks, Bobby. So please visit our Indiegogo page today to put the Hall of Fame Challenge the Yankees board game back on the map after 53 years. With your help, we'll ensure that baseball lovers everywhere can forever play with the immortals of the game.
So there we have it, the pitch video for Challenge the Yankees. Let's just step through it a little bit here so we have something to talk about in regards to that. First of all, the length is about 2 or 3 times too long. I'd say probably maybe 2. You usually want this on average to be 2 to 2.5 minutes, and they got 5.5 minutes of material in here. Now that said, what is produced at a rather high level. You got an intro here that gets some nice stock footage or aerial footage in Yankee Stadium. Even just seeing these images come in is really nice. That's not even super high tech. It's relatively easy to do, but they've laid it out really well. They're identifying with the era that they're trying to get you to talk about. So basically 1964, the 60s Yankees, and so we see that. This little transition here is nice. They use it 2 or 3 times, which kind of diminishes its value. But again, hey, it's a little high end. This is shot well. I'm not a huge fan of the frame rate, but this is just me being super picky as a filmmaker. We get a nice look at the product. We get our host, who we get to meet. He's mic'd nice. We can hear what he's saying. He introduces everything really well. No problems with any of that stuff. This is great. We get to go into it a little bit. We see some close-ups. Where I got lost a little bit, or the campaign video lost momentum, is when we got to see how the game was played. Now, it was drawn out a bit. I think it's a couple minutes here to see how it's played. Let's see, 1:16, and we go to... Yeah, so we get a minute of that. I would have probably done 15 seconds and just done a speed-up version, basically by dice rolls, comparing them to cards in your batting order. You determines the play of the action of play, and then taking this long version and put it somewhere else within the campaign for people to check out. Just because not a lot of people are going to watch a 5.5 minute video. They want to make their decision in 1 minute to 2 minutes, so that's okay. As we continue on here, we get this historian coming in and talking about it, which is a really nice touch. It really elevates the project to a level of authority as someone being able to talk about it. And he mentions that it was, inducted to the National Baseball Hall of Fame, which is nice. Very good. Again, talks about what you can get with it and the other rewards, Yankee memorabilia, first copies. And then we get an all-star, Yankee all-star, basically talking about, the importance of the Joe DiMaggio Hospital. And we'll see what kind of connection this has with that. Down the page, I hope. And then it just closes up. It wraps it up. So overall, all the right ingredients are happening here in Challenge the Yankees. I just would have liked to have seen it condensed, maybe a little bit more flashy, a little bit more sped up. But hey, maybe that's not the style of, a 1960s tabletop game. Okay, so challenge the Yankees. Let's keep going. Let's read over here. We're just going to go on the overview before we go over to the rewards. So in 1964, Roger Franklin created the official New York Yankees strategy board game, Challenge the Yankees. By pairing colorful player cards with a pair of dice, players could manage that year's 25-man Yankee roster or challenge the Yanks with a team of 25 All-Stars. So basically, you get to be the Yankees or like a team of All-Stars, which is cool. They're huge on promoting their statistical formula, where the dice rolls land within 2% of their lifetime averages. Now, Roger is partnering with his son and grandson to produce a new run of this wildly successful board games. Okay, so why challenge the Yankees? So, okay, this I don't like already, first of all. Instead of having text like this, which I do like, we're treated to images, which means I can't highlight any of this stuff. I don't like that at all. This link seems to work. Let's see what happens when we click that. We're brought over here. Okay. There we go. So this is just proof that Challenge the Yankees board game is in the Hall of Fame. Okay, so here's what it is. Here's why it's great. Instead of why challenge the Yankees right now, they're going right into the Hall of Fame discussion and basically trying to say that this is important and why is the game so valuable. Tell us why you want the money more than anything. And that's going to be a hard sell on something like Indiegogo, where you're going to keep a percentage of this no matter how well it does. There's 12 days left. I don't know that it's going to get $20,000, but I'm not sure that they care. If they have everything ready to kind of go, and they're going to be delivering by April 2018. We'll get to the rewards a little bit later, but that's a relatively short turnaround from where we are in January. So again, they're talking about the heroes, who's involved with that awesome Yankee roster of Mickey Mantle, Hank Aaron, and Yogi Berra. Their statistical formula that they're using, and scarce supply. There's very few originals of the original board game that exists today. Some of our biggest fans have shelled out hundreds of dollars just for a few of the player cards, and even more for a full set. And then they cite eBay auction here, $1,200 for the original one. So there is probably a fan base for this. Check out our video at the top of the page to learn more. Become a part of Legacy. Yeah, that's great. We're basically asking for your help to restart production of one of this. So this should have been right up here. You know why we need your help. Become part of Legacy. That should have been the first thing, because that's the call to action. That's what I want to see right away, why you need the money. And then after you end this very brief statement right here, then you can get into all your selling facts about the Hall of Fame and everything else that you have here. And look at all these different autographs that they have rights to. So here we go. What's in the box? You get the board game, you get the action cards, 5 sets of strategic fielder action cards, so that basically tells you what happens. A pair of dice and 4 game pegs. Great. 50 player performance strategy card, 25 Yankees, 25 All-Stars. Here we go. Just reading. 25 blank player performance strategic cards. So you're tired of playing as the Yankees or All-Stars, just match your favorite players on your team, so the statistics listed on the page, and you can put your own one in. So that's kind of a nice thing. So choosing your 9-man lineup, record your batting order during gameplay, record runs, hits, errors, and score box. That's kind of like playing baseball, which is nice. You can call different special plays, refer to this card. So again, this whole what's in the box, I would have probably organized it a little bit differently. It's nice to see some of this color, but it takes up a lot of screen space. So all the way down here. It's not a huge knock against it. It's just maybe personal preference. Just a lot to look at. Could have done it in a different way, I suppose. Our progress to date. Again, this could have been up sooner. Our team has gone all out to relaunch a beloved game, and we're well on our way to bringing Challenge the Yankees to your living room. With the help of our major board game manufacturer, we digitally restored the artwork to its vibrant original form. Great. Today we're pursuing an aggressive marketing campaign, reaching out to board game enthusiasts, baseball fans, memorabilia collectors through social media, internet forums, and other avenues. Finally, we're in negotiations with the distributors to deliver Challenge the Yankees to consumers and or retail stores. Once we completed our crowdfunding campaign, we'll be able to select a distributor, finalize our terms of partnership, and promptly deliver our game. So this is really important. This is so important that you tell us where you are in your project. Way up here, like right underneath, not what's in the box, this. So tell us what you're trying to do, and ask us to be a part of it, and then tell us where you are. Just really set the stage for at what point I'm getting involved. It's It's a big deal. Okay, so here we go. Joe DiMaggio Hospital. I was wondering about this. Where your money goes. This Challenge Yankees team is firmly committed to advancing charitable causes. So again, some language here. Team is firmly committed to advancing. So again, is committed. Let's avoid that passive voice. To honor the legacy of the Yankees. Great. We're donating 5% of net proceeds from this campaign to Joe DiMaggio Children's Hospital. So just the campaign, not necessarily future sales of the game. Just important to know. I still think it's important that they're doing this and being visible about this. And look, there's a link here that we can click and go to the foundation and get more information. So let's see what happens when we click that. Don't necessarily see anything about Challenge the Yankees right here. We're just taken right to the page. I don't see. Let's see if I can do a quick search. Challenge the Yankees. I don't see anything here. Okay, so not a total killer, but there's no way for me to vet or prove that the hospital is actually on board, because maybe you just put this up here. It would be nice to see a link to something directly on their website that talks about this campaign, so we know that they're affiliated and that there's no questions. I'm going to take your word for it, given all the other connections you have so far. And with it only being 5%, I don't think you're trying to promise them billions of dollars, especially if we're talking 5% of $6,000 after, before fees. It's not a lot of money, okay? So still, it would be nice to have that. So just think about that for the future. Meet the Challenge the Yankees team. So these are the people involved. Again, father, son, grandson. It's great. And then, of course, we have our historian here who we met already. We've got Bob Delangelo, who's a sports writer. He played Challenge the Yankees as a kid. Bobby Richardson, second base player for the Yankees for 12 seasons. Golden Glove Award, which is really cool. We heard from him in the video. And then basically up to date. So they have all the right sections. I think they're all out of order, and I would have really liked to have crunched some of this visual information down a bit so that it doesn't take up so much space. Again, I'm not a fan of also like linking people to outside the campaign to learn stuff, but there is opportunity to maybe see that, especially as we're looking at how the entire game plays. That would have been a great way to do that. Now, let's jump over to the rewards. Okay, so select a perk. $50. Let's just make sure that we're on the same page here. Okay, so there's very few rewards. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 rewards, and that's it, okay? And the first one starts at $50. Yikes, that's really hard to get into. You've got to be a fan to do that right away. There's no $20, $25 tier to maybe be a part of this somehow. There's not even a dollar tier to just kind of, you know, say, here you go, here's $1, I like what you're doing, even if I can't afford the game. I always back campaigns for, you know, $1, $5, $10, even if I can't get the core of what their campaign is about, because I might just believe in them enough. So this is hard for me to be a backer right away. And, you know, I like to back projects out there. I want to support these creators, but now I got to shell out at least $50 plus shipping if I want to support these guys. It's really, really hard. So for $50, you get 1 copy of Challenge the Yankees, 12-card Superstar collector set of the most sought-after players. You get Roger Franklin's booklet biography of the game, which is the fascinating stories about making it. You get the autograph sheet. You get 8 Yank magazine articles and $10 off shipping and handling. So again, we get the breakdown here. Estimated delivery is April 2018. There's 30 claimed. $90, the double. You get 2 copies of it, and basically the same things except for just 2 copies, so you get to save a little bit of money there. And then $150, the double. You get 4 copies of it, which is fine. The Grand Slam, you get 24 of them for $800. So there's one thing I like about this. Okay, so I'm not a huge fan that we start off at 50 and then we jump to 90, 150, and then $800. This is kind of like a retail section. See, this perk is intended for resellers interested in sharing the newest edition of Challenge the Yankees with their customers. Basically, you buy 24 copies of it. You're a retailer. You've got a store, a hobby store. I'm sure someone in the New York area is one of these backers. It's a no-brainer for them. And then basically every reward is just a copy of the game and then an extra copy of the game. So that makes sense. That's what I like. What I don't like is the price points they get in. I like it that they're just selling the game, and that's that. They're not trying to do any extra bells and whistles. They're not trying to go above and beyond. There are no stretch goals in this instance. And because they're only selling the game, and this is what it is, and no matter what they raise, it's going into production, that's probably why it's so low. 6,000 of 20,000, 30%. It's going to get made. And because it's going to get made, there's not a lot of urgency to have to back something like this. If you want to, basically the appeal and the pitch to prospective funders and backers is, do you want to save some money? They're saying, this is $100, and that's probably once you start adding all these things up. Well, if I just want the board game for $50 and I don't care about these other things, because frankly, as a non-Yankees fan and not really even a huge baseball fan, I don't care about these other things. I don't care about the magazines or the Superstar Pack or the biography or the autograph sheet. I just want the game. So give me an option where it's maybe only $30 for the game, or even just $40 for the game, and then when you make this $50, it's like, oh, for $10 more, you get all these extra things. That is such an intriguing incentive offer that you'll probably see this go up. But anybody that just wants the game too will probably select the $40 tier. And because you're going into production anyways, you really don't risk all that much by offering something at a discounted price. The same thing with all these other things. It would just be nice to see, like, this is why this makes sense the most here. 24 right there. That's why it's $50 times 24, $1,200. So they're giving a discount. Again, I would really like to see just a board game version out here for maybe $30 to back it. If you're bent on making it closer to the $50 price, then $40. I would actually honestly consider backing it at that point. Overall, this campaign isn't that bad. The video is produced, extraordinarily well in terms of production value and the information there. It is just way too long at 5.5, almost 6 minutes. That is almost unheard of in the crowdfunding sphere and scope or space, whatever you want to call it. It is way, way, way too long. There's too much space taken up by some of the materials that are on display here. I think there's a more economical way of including it. Again, nothing that's being shared or shown is wrong. It's all the things you need. It's about the execution of displaying this information in the right way. And then, again, when it comes to rewards, put a dollar option just to say thank you, to be a part of it. Maybe you get like a sticker or a background or like cover art that you can put as wallpaper on your computer. Just something super cheap. And then just a standalone copy of the game. That's what I want. So right now, I officially cannot back this on any level, unfortunately. This campaign isn't busted, but if it's backed or busted, I've got to go busted on this one. Thanks again for watching, guys. My name is Rob McCallum, and if you have a campaign that you want us to highlight or take a look at, let us know at crowdfundingspectacular99@gmail.com, or hit us up on Facebook, or you can follow me on Twitter and message me there at Rob McZob. We'll see you guys next time.